The Samsung Galaxy S8 I already showed you on the launch event, but now the final product is here. I have first test results for you concerning battery, runtime, processor performance, and we go deeper into details concerning the user interface and more. But let's start with the display, because this is a special feature, of course, of the S8, this infinity display, almost no edges anymore here. But let's compare this to the predecessor. On the right, that's the Galaxy S7. And let me line up here at the end so that you can see this one has more width. So this is a classical 16:9 format here, and this one is now, it's called 18.5:9, or you can also say 1:2.05. So you see it's a little bit more than double the height than width. So it's smaller, 2 millimeters smaller from the whole overall phone, so you can use it with one hand only, at least in this lower region here. What's getting a little bit problematically with bigger screens in that classical format here. Nevertheless, this one is 5.1 inch and that's 577, 5.8, however, it's 147 millimeters. But when it comes to the screen area, it's more like this one here, and that's the OnePlus T3. 3T, I'm sorry. Let's one more line up here, OnePlus 3T, because this one is 5.5 inch, once more 9:16 here from the format, but this one has 83 square centimeters, and the S8 is up to 84 square centimeters. 83, 84, that's almost the same. So you have this same screen area in size like on a classical 5.5 inch. And especially I love that new user interface called Samsung Experience 8.1. I already showed you on the A3 and A5 2017 just a bit. For example, here see the settings, way less colors now, way more better overview. You have these, did you search for something else? For example, always on display here, you can regularly tap on this one here and be there what you searched for. So I really love that, and especially see for the one-hand usage, because like I told you, this is made for it, and especially you can swipe here through the home pages and just up or down, however, it doesn't matter, you switch between home and the menu launcher or app launcher, and here you can once more, oh, that wasn't to be done, just swipe here through the pages one more horizontally. So vertically it's switching and horizontally, so that's very classic, intelligent, logical method. So I really love that one for one-hand usage especially. And of course you have on the screens here, like you may have seen on the Edge models of Samsung, for example, the side panels here, for example, you have your most important apps, and you have VIP contacts and weather, so just swipe over here, and of course you can change everything you want to, so you have completely on or off, or several of these panels activated or deactivated, and of course every panel you can have managed by yourself and download even more. So I guess you know that, but I wanted to show. Then a lot of you mailed me and said, oh no, my classical homepage button is gone, I don't like that. But don't be afraid. First of all, you can of course use this on-off standby here. You can use the fingerprint sensor. I don't want to start the discussion that it's dumb to place it here. Let's call it like it is, because it should have been here, out of the range of the camera, that you can. It's haptically better to be felt. It's really feeling like the camera here. So this one you have to clean up very often. So, but nevertheless, you can use it, of course, if you want to for to start the device, or you have the Bixby button here on the left side, of course. So way more other alternatives, yes, but nevertheless, I find this clever, because that always on screen doesn't make or consume almost any power, because AMOLED, so black pixels don't consume any power. This is dark gray, so it's 1% of usage time or something like that for this screen here, and it gives you that home button. It's on the screen and you don't have to hold it or something. You have really to press a little bit harder, like force touch or something. Then you have that haptical feedback here. I find that very okay, but nevertheless, you can have all the other features. And of course, like I show you, iris scan or face recognition, but this is not secure because you can freak it with just a photo of you. So I wouldn't use that, and the other things, iris scanner I showed you on the launch event, is taking too lot. Coming to Bixby, that's incomplete even in English and of course in other languages as well. So you have something like these cards here, like Google Now, with reminders and activities, meaning here that's like you have a to-do app or a calendar app, so reminding you have now to leave for your next meeting. Okay, we know that from all the other features, and at the moment you don't have any audio recognition, speech recognition here, so it's incomplete, coming round about end of 2017. Then we have to see if Bixby is bringing a bit more, but at the moment don't buy it because of Bixby, especially because the last component of Bixby isn't working also, and you don't find it, I don't know why, not on the Bixby homepage or home screen, because it's here in the camera app. Look at this icon here if you start this one, and let me play something we all might know, just to have something fitting here on the screen like that one. I hope you can see now. I press the button and then watch the screen. You see these green dots, so it was scanned, and then it's giving you a suggestion for how to shop this product, or maybe other images or text recognition or something. But now let's look what he found out here for this product. It's completely something different. I do not know what this is the hell, but nevertheless it's typical, because I tried so many products and things of everyday life, and especially it's said to have, if you have in your town, you're very famous in Munich, for example, the churches or whatever. I tried that out. It didn't recognize anything of that. So at the moment, vision for me isn't working, at least the same way. I guess it's coming with the voice feature at the end of this year. Then let's talk about Bixby once more, but at the moment, let's forget about that one. But way more interesting for, I hope so at least for lots of you, is for example the display, what I wanted to show you. First of that here, for me it's the first time I'm seeing this, is here on the navigation bar, because you cannot only have your own colors and whatever, but look at this one and watch the navigation below here. So no, for me the first time you can switch the back button from the right, like it's typical for Samsung, to the left, where it's typical for Android. So anybody who wants to change maybe this time from another phone to Samsung and didn't in the last years, because this here is a little bit misleading. Okay, it's you can get used to it, but it takes some days, I have to be honest. And one more thing, I do not find very clearly here what's active and what do I have to press here. That might have been done a little bit better, but you will use this once, I guess, and then not anymore. So nevertheless, you can do this now, of course. And by the way, I promised some of you to show the keyboard. I do not know why this is so important, because normally you can have this one here exchanged by anything else you want to, but some of you wanted to see the original keyboard. Here you see, here it is with the settings and everything. So you see this one here, please. Everything you want to. What I wanted to tell is, of course, you have Android 7.0, so just a long press and you have these updates, these pop-ups here, these pop-up windows. And you have something like, I wanted to show you also, that you have the display the rendering here. That's the original setting called FHD+, meaning because it's 1080 and then a little bit more than full HD because it's longer, 2220 pixels here. That's coming out of the box with this resolution. So it's not rendering all the pixels or the complete native resolution the screen has. So we tried, of course, out our battery runtime test with this setting, and you will see at the end of this video how it has been from the if the difference is big or not. Let's see. But I want to start first with the results of the processor. I can only present you the results of the European version with the Exynos 8895. Unfortunately, I'm sorry for that. I know in some markets it's the new Snapdragon 835, but I couldn't get my hands on one of these models here. But I've heard they are almost lining up. Nevertheless, never mind, because you have the Mali G71 with 20 GPU cores, 4 GB of RAM, and even this version here is already at 110% above the average. Average is 0, so 120% above means more than double the speed of the average of all the other phones of the last 2 years. And that means with that, the S8 is even here in the Exynos version the quickest, from processor performance, the best Android phone at the moment. Better are only the iPhones 6 and 7 series. So it's the strongest, the most powerful Android phone at the moment here, the Galaxy S8 with the Exynos 8895. Congratulations for that. And let me just show you for a second here how this one looks like if you are a gamer, because I guess for most of you this is the most interesting phone if you are a gamer here. Unfortunately, I prepared this one, but nevertheless, I have to start this once over. Just give me a second for that one here to give you the chance to have a look how a graphically advanced game like Dead Trigger 2 is doing here. Starting with here and now going to Game Bench. And start it again, because you now see in the upper right corner here the frames per second rate in real time. And as you already can see, this is mostly constant here with 60 frames per second. Okay, the average at the end is some 56 or 58 frames per second, but it's very smooth, even if I'm doing quick changes here and while walking around. So you have a really smooth gaming experience. I don't want to make a full game check here, just to give you a first impression how a graphically advanced game like Dead Trigger 2 is looking like. Oh, here he got a little bit below at the moment when it changes the scenes, for example here, and he has to reload in the background, and then you see already, I wanted to avoid this. Let's stop this at the moment here. I don't want to get it too bloody here because of, YouTube is a little bit critical with that, so I want to be careful. Yeah, just a quick impression what gamers can expect here. Last but not least, battery runtime. I told you it's 3000 milliampere hours, so exactly the same capacity like on the predecessor, the S7, with 18% bigger display. So unfortunately, in the runtime test, it's a little bit below. It's now 671 instead of 696 minutes in the runtime test compared to the predecessor. So that's 4% less, but nevertheless, normally it's going up and here it's going a little bit down, but never mind, because simply with that, it's still 30% above the average, meaning regular users will come at least through 1 day, maybe even to 2 days. And heavy users, regular heavy users will make it. If you're really an extremely heavy user, then it might get a little bit, in the afternoon, a little bit tricky, and maybe you have to reload. But this, at least for the, let's say, 3 or 5 topmost user percentages. For most of you, it's okay. You will come through the day, knock on wood, concerning this one. So a little bit unfortunate here that the battery runtime is going a little bit down. Yeah, and last but not least, I tried out, of course, how this is, I told you, on different settings here from the rendering. The results I told you are for the maximum setting here. So this one here is 2960 by 1440. You see this below here. So this result is for the maximum resolution. If we go a little bit down here to Full HD Plus, this is bringing you 3 minutes. 3 minutes compared to 671. So this is really not of a big importance. I tried it also out with Ultra HD video, for example, to give the processor really something to do. But also here, these are 3 minutes more or less. So it might be some apps you might run where it's giving you a little bit more difference. So I tried out with the trigger 2 and whatever. I couldn't manage to make it really work out to have a significant difference between these two resolutions, but I can't tell and guarantee that there are not some things out there where you have a bigger difference between these two settings. But for regular users and regular things to do, it's absolutely okay to go to the maximum setting. That's the message of that. Last but not least, I want to show you what's bringing this kind of difference here is if the setting is higher or in the middle position. And I will show you this comparison. You see on the right, it's the Full HD setting. On the left, it's the maximum 3D setting. And I shot this with a 16 megapixels camera. And yeah, in nature, in person, and on this comparison photo here, I do not see any significant difference. So you do not need the maximum setting, I'd say, in most cases. But let me know in the comments if you manage to have a bigger difference, that you have seen something, okay, here it's working out, that you will see the difference between the Full HD and the Quad HD setting. Let me know in the comments. And that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. And if you liked it, please be so kind to rate this video. Maybe you even leave a sub and your opinion in the comments. Thanks for watching. Take care and bye.